Sairam. Hanukkah is the Jewish festival of lights celebrated for 8 days and 8 nights in the month of December. It precedes the celebration of Christmas and it has become very popular in the West. However, the origins and the significance of this festival is immense and it has inspired me a lot for reasons more than one. The most important reason being our dear Swami, Bhagawan Sri Sathya Sai Baba himself has celebrated this festival of Hanukkah in the presence of devotees, including the Jewish devotees. But before I go to that, Hanukkah, as I said, is the festival of lights. It symbolizes the victory of light over darkness and truth, and it celebrates the immortality of the Lord and the Lord's message. Asatoma satgamaya, tamasoma jyotirgamaya, mrityorma amritangamaya. In the November of 2025, I had the great good fortune of participating in the 11th World Conference of the Sathya Sai International Organization and of course the 100th birthday celebrations of our beloved Swami at Swami's abode of love, Sai Prema Nilayam in Riverside, California in the United States of America. During that memorable and most heart-touching celebration, which spanned 5 days and had more than 1,200 people from across 55 countries gathering in person there, I happened to meet a Jewish devotee by the name Mr. Mark Abrams. Interestingly, Mr. Mark Abrams happens to be the godson of Dr. Albert Einstein, the great scientist who has contributed immensely not just to the world of science but also to the world of spirituality. Now we all know that Dr. Albert Einstein was a Jew and his personal physician is Mr. Mark Abrams' father. He requested the professor to adopt him as his godson. Now the most interesting part of this interaction was that Mr. Mark Abrams revealed to me how Swami had lovingly celebrated this festival Hanukkah in his presence at Whitefield Brindavan ashram in Bangalore in the December of 1980. That is what led me to research more about this festival, and it is so thrilling and inspiring, the origins, the story and its significance. And of course, the photographs of that celebration in 1980 that Mr. Mark Abrams shared with me are simply phenomenal, beautiful, unforgettable and divine. And we shall enjoy all of that. In the Hebrew language, Hanukkah means dedication. The history of Hanukkah dates back to more than 2,200 years. Let us travel back to 200 BCE, before Common Era. At that time, the Jews at Jerusalem lived in harmony and peace, carrying out their worship in the great temple at Jerusalem. And this whole region was ruled by the Egyptians. That is when an emperor of the Seleucid Empire, Antiochus, he was a barbaric king and he attacked Egypt. He conquered the lands there and he took over Jerusalem. He just did not rule Jerusalem, he decided to put down the Jews and the people. He desecrated their temple and forced them to stop worshipping their gods and start worshipping the Greek gods. In fact, he set up a statue of the Greek god Zeus in this Jewish temple and he shut down the Menorah. The Menorah is a flame that the Jews kept alive 24/7 throughout the year using virgin olive oil to keep the flame going. That was switched off. The offering place was defiled and pigs were slaughtered and sacrificed in the place of offering. All of this added so much of insult to the injury of the Jews. That is when one Jewish high priest by the name Maccabees decided to stand up and voice against this tyranny and injustice. In the same travel to the United States in November 2025, I also happened to travel to Canada, where at Winnipeg, I visited the Museum of Human Rights. It's a magnificent place and it takes more than 2 to 3 hours to go through this whole museum. but it bleeds the heart to think of the injustice that man can do towards man. Over there, I saw one saying which says to this effect that we may not have the power to oppose and win against injustice, but we must never lose our voice to protest. I found that very inspiring, and that is what Mattathias decided to do. He decided to protest against this, and soon people began to support him. He had 5 sons, and all his 5 sons joined to build a small band of soldiers to fight against the might of the Seleucid Empire. Who would have thought that the little Mattathias army will stand up against the might of Antiochus's army? But then the war that began spanned 3 years. No doubt Mattathias lost his life, but his third son, Judah Maccabee, began to stand firm and built a lot of support and actually defeated Antiochus in a war. And in 164 BCE, this Seleucid army was chased out of Jerusalem, and Jerusalem came back to the Jews. It was a day of grand celebrations. The Maccabees had won. Though they did not have a more powerful army, though they did not have wonderful weaponry, they had the greatest power backing them. The power of God, the power of Dharma. Dharmo rakshati rakshitaha, Swami says. Dharma protects those who protect Dharma. And Dharma eva hato hanti. Dharma destroys those who destroy Dharma. Now the temple was cleaned again, and this was the time they decided to rededicate this temple. And that's why Hanukkah. However, when they wanted to light the menorah, they discovered that very little olive oil had been left undefiled by these invaders. That oil was enough to last in the lamp for just one night. Fresh oil had to be prepared, and that would take a time. That would take almost a week's time. What to do? Nevertheless, this oil was poured and the menorah was lit. And then the Lord's miracle happened. The miracle that has resulted in this festival of lights. The lamp, the menorah, kept burning night after night after night for 8 nights continuously, till once more fresh virgin olive oil could be prepared, and that could be used to feed all these lamps to keep the flame burning 24/7 throughout the year. And this miracle is what has led to the celebration of Hanukkah, where on a candelabra, on this menorah, 8 candles are lit each day by a central candle. This festival of rededication of the Jewish temple was also celebrated by Bhagawan Sri Sathya Sai Baba in the December of 1980. It has been recorded by the devotee Mr. Al Levy, and he was himself a Jew, and along with him was also Dr. Michael Goldstein, who later headed the Sri Sathya Sai International Organization before being succeeded by the current chairman, Dr. Narendranath Reddy. Now, on this special day, Hanukkah day, Swami walked out in procession with all the Jewish devotees. He walked out to that tree that housed the idol of Lord Krishna. Instead of the usual lamp in front of Lord Krishna was this menorah. This menorah had been procured from a Jewish devotee in Bangalore who was happy to part with it for this grand celebration at Brindavan. Swami walked out in the procession. Swami materialized vibhuti and gave it to these Jewish devotees. And then Swami went ahead and, much to the delight of all the devotees who had gathered under that tree, lit the lamp in the menorah. After Swami did this, there were Jewish prayers that followed, after which there were bhajans, and then all the devotees were allowed to come and offer their salutations, prostrations at the menorah, and it was a celebration of the brotherhood of man under the fatherhood of God. Dear brothers and sisters, the festival of Hanukkah shows us that might is not right always, and being right is always the true might. It shows the victory of Dharma over Adharma, and it inspires us that come what may, we should always choose Dharma. Swami tells us that there are 5 sinners against Dharma. That is, the first being the one who commits the sin, the second being the one who supports the sin, the third being one who provides means to commit that sin, the fourth being one who witnesses the sin, and the fifth being one who does not voice out against that sin. So, wherever in the world we see adharma happening, whether we have the power to stop that injustice or wrongdoing or not, we must definitely have the voice to protest against that injustice, to protest against that wrongdoing. That, in my humble opinion, is the significance behind Swami lighting the lamps, lighting the candles of the menorah. That is the significance behind this Jewish festival of lights, Hanukkah, which Swami so beautifully and wonderfully celebrated in Brindavan in December 1980. Dear brothers and sisters, let us all be like Arjuna when he was given a choice to choose between Lord Krishna unarmed and Lord Krishna's entire army, Narayani Sena, with the elephants, horses and all the weapons. He chose the Lord. And Krishna was wondering why Arjuna chose him unarmed. And Arjuna says, Lord, I don't even care if we win the war or not. I just want you on our side. I want me to be on your side. Dear Swami, irrespective of what happens to us in life, we always want to be on your side and we want you on our side. On this occasion of Hanukkah, let us light the lamp of love in all our hearts, knowing that you are that epitome of love lighting it. Let us love all and serve all. And may the love that we have for you in our hearts keep growing stronger every passing moment. Thank you. Jai Sai Ram.